Hello everyone, this is Psycho Rick. Today's video is going to be an emotional blood boiler. Usually where I'm calm and professional when narrating these, this one, I'm not going to be able to. If there's one thing I can't stand the most, are people who commit crimes against children. And you've seen me talk about many so far. From Susan Smith, who murdered her children trying to keep a hold of a man she was cheating with, Melissa Huckabee, who murdered Sandra Cantu, the 5 wannabe gangsters that raped and murdered Jennifer Ertman and Elizabeth Pena, and Melissa Loveless and her 3 gal pals that killed Shanda Scherer and burned her alive. Each one of these stories brought heartache and anger in a way that I was almost not able to complete the video. So please, bear with me on this one. Christopher Barrios Jr. was born January 2nd, 2001 in Brunswick, Georgia. Described as a boy that loved playing and was into superheroes, he was the apple of his parents' and grandmother's eye, until one day, tragedy struck. On March 8, 2007, Christopher went to play at a nearby playground by the Canal Mobile Home Park where his dad and grandma lived. Little did he know, lurking close by were 3 of the sickest, most disgustful, nasty, wasteful human pieces of skin ever known to mankind. David, George, and Peggy Edenfield. Through some unknowingly way, according to many sources, they lured Christopher into their home. But as soon as they did, David and his 6th son then proceeded to sexually assault. They proceeded to sexually assault Christopher in ways that make me sick to my stomach. All while this is happening, Christopher is crying and begging for them to stop. Meanwhile, Peggy Edenfield is sitting back and watching the whole thing happen. There was even a confession by her that said that while this was happening, she was masturbating at the time. After David and George finished their sexual assault on Chris, they strangled him to death, where with the help of a close friend, Donald Dale, they dumped his body 3 miles away, where it was discovered a week later, after Christopher went reported missing. When Christopher went reported missing, people and local authorities immediately suspected the Edenfields because both George and David were registered sex offenders. And after Christopher's body was discovered, they were brought in, questioned, and David Edenfield confessed in a sick, gruesome, detailed way how he and his son did what they did to that poor boy. All 4 of these disgusting people were arrested and tried for rape, molestation, and murder of Christopher, where the prosecution went for the ultimate punishment, the death penalty. The father, David Edenfield, was found guilty on October 5th, 2009, and the next day, he was given a death penalty. He sits on death row right now as we speak, where most likely, he'll die of old age before he even gets the needle stuck in his arm, because he's 72 years old right now. His son, George Edenfield, was ruled mentally incompetent to stand trial due to the fact that he's mentally challenged. Instead, he was committed to a state mental institution where he remains under evaluation. And the mother, Peggy Edenfield, she was sentenced to 60 years because she took a plea deal in exchange for a testimony against her son and her husband in order to avoid the death penalty. And Donald Dale, after taking a plea deal as well for helping dispose of Christopher's body and lying to authorities, he was put in a mental health facility before being completely banished from Glenn County. His whereabouts is unknown. Despite the pain, heartache, and frustration that the family were already going through dealing with these nasty, horrible, disgusting, hillbilly-looking people, the family had another incident that involved Hollywood. In October of 2008, on an episode of General Hospital Night Shift, They did a scene where Billy Dee Williams' character received a letter from a son he had abandoned, and they ended up using Christopher's picture in it. The family was outraged and filed a civil lawsuit against SoapNet for invasion of privacy. The producers tried to save face, and the episode was pulled. Christopher Barrios Jr. is buried at the Evergreen Memorial Cemetery in Brunswick, Georgia. He was 6 years old. May he rest in peace. I'm Psycho Rick saying until next time. Thanks for watching.